So today I'm going to record one video that I'm very excited to just break down my business model, what we do in pay-per-call. I'm going to very lightly touch what pay-per-call is, but more importantly, how we make $200,000 a month in revenue consistently, okay? If you don't know me, my name is Nate Anslet. I run a company called Money Printer Marketing. This is our performance marketing group. We have a final expense agency called X Financial Group, and we also have the Call Broker Blueprint, which is a school community where I teach people how to build and scale pay-per-call agencies. And also it's a whole group of people, 400 people, mind you, that is growing every single day. And it's all people that are trying to buy and sell calls together, and they're just making money together. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump in how I make $200,000 a month in revenue consistently with pay-per-call. So in this video, I'm gonna be breaking down exactly how it works. What is pay-per-call? Why does it pay so much money? How do I find businesses who are literally begging me to send them calls? How do I find publishers who are begging me to find buyers to send their calls to? What are publishers, right? I'm gonna be going into all of this, and then how I scaled my pay-per-call agency from zero to $200,000 a month consistently. It took me years, but now I'm gonna just give it to you, all the information that I'm finding over this video and all the next videos. So what is pay-per-call? Pay-per-call is when businesses pay you a flat fee for every call that you send in. That's all it is. They're gonna pay you $20 for every call you send in. They're gonna pay you $40 and pay you $60 of every call. And now what do I mean by call? Call is a lead, but the lead is in a call form. So somebody that's calling in, they see an ad on Facebook, it says, do you or a loved one need a new life insurance policy? Call today to see what your best rate is, to see what the best rate is. You click it, boom, you call in, bam, there you're getting paid for that call. So this isn't clicks, okay? This isn't leads, okay? This isn't impressions. These are actually phone calls, people that are calling in looking for a specific product or service. Now you as a pay-per-call broker will only get paid when that call lasts a specific duration that you negotiate with your buyer. So you may tell your buyer, hey, Mr. Buyer, I want you to pay me $30 for every call that lasts 2 minutes. And then they run the calls, it lasts 2 minutes, they pay you, and now they had somebody on the phone live for 2 whole minutes and they only had to pay $30. Compared to somebody being like, well, I hope you can get me leads, I'll pay you $5,000 a month in Facebook ad spend, plus some of you are gonna build me a landing page for $5,000, and then you're gonna do the, blah, 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 all these extra fees, all that shit that goes into it, just to hope that at the end of the 90-day sprint that you have them locked into a contract for, that they hopefully get a positive return on investment. That is not how this game works in performance marketing. You actually have to perform. And that is why my clients love me, is because we perform. It is completely performance based, all right? And that is why it pays so much. So businesses only pay when you actually get these customers on the phone. There's very little risk for them, okay? If they give you $2,000 for a test, $5,000 for a test, and you completely go belly up, they only lost $5,000 compared to you putting them into a contract that lasts 3 months and you lock them in for $15,000 a month, and now they're paying you 45 G's just to not get a return on investment, plus 3 months of lost time. So the value proposition of you sending calls in on a pay-per-call basis is very, very, very attractive to these people. This is totally different from e-com and lead generation, okay? With e-commerce, you're selling physical products that has to get physically shipped to these people's houses. And then you have to hope to God that they like that product and they don't send the product back. Mind you, this is in a world full of people that literally scam just because they can, okay? Just because they're like, I don't really give a shit. I'm just gonna say it never came and I'm gonna get my money back from the company, from my credit card company, and you're gonna eat shit, whatever, sucks to suck, right? So this is completely different than e-com. This is completely different than lead generation, where people are generating leads. The leads are going into the CRM of the buyer. The buyer then attempts to call them. They maybe get them on the phone, or they maybe don't, and then you have to wait 3 months just to determine, hey, I sent you this lead 90 days ago, they finally got on the phone, they turn into a sale. Isn't that amazing? No, it's not amazing. I had to call them for 3 months to see if they're interested in this product. I still don't even know, god damn it. So pay-per-call, you're directly connecting the buyer with the prospect who is interested in buying from the buyer, okay? These people are seeing an advertisement ran on Facebook. It's like, do you want a new life insurance policy? Click here to call. They click, they call. call in, they're like, I want a new life insurance policy. It's literally that clean, okay? It's that simple. So the pro of this, the major pro, is that businesses immediately get to have a sales conversation with a prospect. Again, this isn't a lead coming in where they got to call them 15 times to try to get them on the phone. Literally, they're calling in because they're interested in that product or service. Bam, they can sell them right there. Also, on top of that, they're able to pay you either in a prepay format or as the calls come in. All right, now that we understand what is pay-per-call, why is it different from e-commerce and lead generation and black hat casino offers, let's talk about who wants to buy calls, right? So for me, we focus on insurance companies, all right? I focus on final expense, which is life insurance. I focus on Medicare, health insurance for seniors over 65, and ACA, health insurance for people under 65 who are in the subprime market, people that do not make a lot of money, okay? So we service these people because of a few reasons. One, there is a ton of interested prospects, okay? I'm talking millions of people in the United States that qualify for these products and insurance services, okay? They need it, and they're qualified for it, and they want it. So they're looking for an advertisement that says, call now, all right? Also, on top of that, buyers want large sums of those people. They want a shit ton of them. They want as many as they possibly can because they want to enroll as many people into their insurance products as humanly possible. And lastly, these insurance companies a lot of times are very, very, very well funded by some of the biggest companies in the world that you would know their names, some of the biggest capital firms in the world that you would know their names. So my approach is stupidly simple, but very effective, okay? I use LinkedIn, I use Google, I use Facebook, and I outbound message people who own agencies. And I ask them, are you currently buying calls? If they say yes, guess what I do? I say, do you want to buy my calls? And most of the time they say yes, because every single one of these guys who are already buying calls, they want to buy more calls. They want to test new sources because every source has a specific level of performance. Some sources perform better than others. Some perform really poorly. They clip the ones that perform poorly and they scale the ones that perform well. The goal in this vertical, the goal in this niche, whatever, is to be the best. You want to be fire. You want to be as best as humanly possible because when you're the best, they scale the shit out of you. And that's obviously what we want. We want to make more money. We find people who are already buying these calls and we just hit them with, do you want to test mine? Because I think you're gonna really like them. And I can usually offer calls that are just as good of what they're already buying. So it's a no-brainer for them. They're like, well, I'm already buying these calls, so why would I not just test another source, right? So I partner with these buyers, call buyers, with a very, very straightforward value proposition, okay? I say, I will send you these people in a call format. All you have to do is pay me when these people last a specific duration. And all that's tracked with call tracking software. I use Retriever, shout out Retriever. This is not a paid promotion. I just love Retriever. We use Retriever, and I'll put the link down below in the video. So I partner with them. They are able to track the calls and see how long the calls last. Again, the calls that last for that specific duration, they pay me for them. So I usually start any campaign with a very low budget, 100 calls. 100 calls at $50 a call is $5,000. 100 calls at $20 a call, $2,000. So it's very simple. I'm just like, yo, $2,000. I'm gonna give you 100 calls. You test them out. If they perform well for you, you scale them. If it doesn't perform, we'll just shake hands and we'll move on, right? Worst case scenario, they lose $2,000. Bro, most of these companies sneeze and they make $2,000 in revenue. They don't give a shit about $2,000, right? If they can make $5,000 off of $2,000, they're gonna be very excited. And that's how you have to paint it to them. It's like, listen, you're gonna give me $2,000. Within 24 hours, you're gonna know if you want more of these calls or not. Very, very straightforward. Very, very simple. Once they see the results, I promise you, these guys are gonna wanna scale. You're gonna set them up, you're gonna say 100 calls, they're gonna say, okay, 10 per day, let's test it. You're gonna run 10, they're gonna be like, oh, these are pretty good. We're getting some sales. And I'm like, I told you they're good. Then they're gonna run it again, and they're gonna be like, oh, dude, day 2, this is really good. Can you do this again? Then day 3, they're like, okay, we're 30 calls in. Can we just fill the rest of the 100 like today? And then you're like, hell yeah. So you lift the caps up, now they do 100 in a day. And then they're like, oh my God, we need more calls. And you're like, you gotta pay me right now for them. Bro, they're cutting you a check. Like, it's literally that quick. Like, usually within 24 hours, my buyers are willing to scale, especially now because I've been doing this long enough. So the people that know me know that I have good calls. They'll test them out, make sure it works well for their buyer, make sure the campaign's performing. If it's performing, they say, give me 100 per day immediately. And then we go to 1,000 per day and then 2,000 per day. So it's very easy to scale very quickly if you have your systems and processes in place. How do I get the calls coming in? Where do you find these calls? So you have the buyer, but where do you find the buyers? I partner with people, they're called publishers or affiliates. I partner with these affiliates and these publishers who are already generating these calls, okay? They're already generating them. We know what the call quality looks like. We know what kinds of buyers and what products and services they need to be selling to make it make sense with these calls that are coming in. And then you just simply ask them a few questions about their traffic. You make sure it's exactly what the type of traffic that the buyer needs. So if it's life insurance, you say, okay, so you're selling life insurance calls? Yes, I am. Okay, so my buyer needs people between the ages of 50 and 75 years old. What are you qualifying for? Oh, that's perfect. We're qualifying for 50 to 70. Okay, awesome. That works great. I can pay you $50 per call. Okay, great. And then you go to your buyer and you say, hey, I need $60 per call. Now you have a $10 spread. It's that simple, okay? So you just get a $10 spread, you try to do as many calls as you can. The good news about this, traditional marketing agencies, okay? We need to build your website, we need to build the logo, we have to set up the branding kit, we have to build the email follow-up flows, we gotta build the SMS, we have to build the CRM to host all of that shit, blah, 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 blah. This is gonna take 90 days and then we're gonna get started and then we're gonna be another 90 days of running the traffic. Now you're 180 days in. Bro, 6 months into testing to see if this marketing agency can perform or not, that's insane. I would not want to do that as a buyer. If I told you, listen, give me $2,000 and in 48 hours, we're going to determine, are we going to scale this campaign or not? Like literally the value prop is completely different, right? So anyway, there's no heat up on this. So it's the same thing. You want to find publishers or affiliates, the guys that can actually generate the calls? Super simple. LinkedIn, Google, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You do the same thing. You outbound people, hey, I see you've been posting on your Facebook that you're selling final expense calls. I'm interested in buying those final expense calls. Are you able to have a call next Tuesday to see if we can, do business together? Yes? Okay, great. Move on. Now you found a freaking publisher. You're welcome. Go do that 3,000 times and see how many people you can get into your network. That's as simple as it is. You find publishers, okay? You find buyers. The buyer's gonna pay you 60. You're gonna pay 50, you got a $10 spread in the middle. You're gonna set up retriever for the call tracking. You're gonna have the publisher send the call into the retriever. The retriever is then going to track the call that's going to this buyer. It's all tracked for the amount of time, for the durations, right? To make sure that those calls go billable. Boom, it's that simple. Now you make $10 for every call that goes billable. Why pay-per-call pays so much, all right? Pay-per-call pays a lot of money because it has infinite scale, all right? Like buyers will do 10,000 calls a day. 20,000, 50,000 calls a day. That's insanity, bro. Like imagine selling 1,000 calls in one day and you make $10 on every call that gets sold. 10 grand in a day of profit for you. That's only 1,000 calls. There's buyers out there that take 5, 10, 20,000 calls every single day. And you can absolutely get a chunk of one, or you can get a chunk of a lot of the volume that you're able to sell. So it's very, very simple, right? The scale compared to the traditional marketing agency, in my opinion, is ridiculously higher. Most of these agencies, as a more traditional marketing agency, you're gonna be working with like smaller e-com stores or smaller mom and pop shops that are wanting to scale their business. You might be making $5,000 to $10,000 a month, from working with them. With pay-per-call, you're gonna be making $5,000 to $10,000 a day. Businesses prefer this over the traditional advertising model, like I said, because it's so easy to determine the ROI. Like, it's stupid. Like, why would I waste 90 days to determine if the ROI is gonna be there when I can just determine in 24 hours if the ROI is gonna be there? It's very, very simple. Now, to sum all this up, my exact system to get to $200,000 per month in revenue is very simple, okay? You're gonna find publishers who are interested in selling the calls. I'm gonna go over this again. You're gonna find publishers who want to sell the calls. You're gonna find a buyer who wants to sell the call. You're gonna go negotiate with the buyer, $60 a call, $50 a call. Yours is $10 in the middle, you're gonna run it. I'm telling you, it's that simple, okay? And you're gonna do that 10,000 times a day. Party time, motherfucker. Let's go. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's literally that simple, okay? Like, there's so many other things that are way more difficult. Optimizing Facebook campaigns, warming up pixels, optimizing landing pages, optimizing and tweaking headlines. Like, bro, that's hard. That's all super analytical. Like, this game, I am not the most intelligent human, I promise you. I am very, very, very far from that, okay? I'm kind of okay sometimes at some things. Most things I'm stuck at. You can ask my mom and my business partner, they both are gonna agree. You don't have to be a genius to make this shit work, okay? So that's exactly how I built my business from $0 to $200,000 per month in revenue, and people don't even know that this business model exists, okay? The best part is that I'm not competing with other marketers to try to sell some get rich quick credit card scheme or some shitty drop shipping product that's gonna die in 3 months, okay? While everyone else is fighting over these saturated products that last for a few months, I am focused on providing calls for buyers who are desperate for these calls, that are willing to pay me whatever the fuck I ask them to. And you don't need a huge team, okay? I have like 12 people on my team full time, and most of them are offshore, so my overhead is not extremely high, right? So like I said, pay-per-call is probably the most straightforward path to 6 figures per month that's available right now. And I strongly recommend anybody who's interested to check it out. The only thing you have to do is just understand how to speak to these buyers and let them know this is what we're capable of doing and this is how I want to help you. So if you want to learn even more and get more granular on how you can start, run, and scale your pay-per-call agency, you can learn it in my Skool community, okay? It's called the Call Broker Blueprint. I will leave a link under here. It is literally $27 a month, okay? I'm talking like, what, 4 Starbucks coffees, 3 Starbucks coffees, depending on how you are with it, right? So bro, jump in there, listen to this play right now, okay? Let me tell you why you have to join my Skool community if you're interested in doing pay-per-call. I built a course on how to build, start, scale a performance marketing agency, okay? I built a course. Then on top of that, I also built an entire fucking community of people that I reach out to and I manage every single day. 400 people right now, bro. I'm trying to get to 1,000 people. Listen to this. I got 400 people in there every single day. People are posting, yo, I'm trying to sell plumbing calls. Yo, I'm trying to buy final expense calls. Yo, I'm trying to sell XYZ calls. It doesn't matter. There are people in there that are buying and selling traffic all day. And all I want is to have 1,000 people in there buying and selling calls all day long. So listen, I hope you can see this vision right now. I teach you how to do it, and then I give you an entire network of people who are all trying to do it and are all doing it together, okay? Literally, it's that simple. You learn, you do. And then you repeat and you grow and you scale. And then you hit me up in 6 months like, yo, Nate, thank you. And I'm like, you're welcome, big dog. I'm glad to see you did well. So if you like this video, watch all my other videos, jump into Skool. I just want to do as good a business and build the biggest network humanly possible. So that's something you want to get a part of and you want to join, hop in, motherfucker. Let's make some money. Party time.